It all started on a typical Saturday morning when I decided to take my Porsche for a spin, feeling the need for a little freedom and adventure. I had just parked it outside my house when the unthinkable happened. As I was entering the front door, I caught a glimpse of a woman walking up to my car. She was in her late 40s, dressed in a plain outfit, but with an air of entitlement that rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't think much of it at first, assuming she was simply passing by. But as I reached for my keys to head back out, I saw her getting into my Porsche. Panic surged through me as I realized she was attempting to drive off with my car. Before I could even react, she turned the engine on and started to reverse out of the driveway. I rushed outside, yelling at her to stop. She ignored me completely, her face showing no signs of guilt. In a split second, my anger turned to disbelief as I dialed 911, informing them that my car was being stolen. The dispatcher was calm, but assured me help was on the way. I couldn't believe this was happening. As I stood there, helpless, the woman sped off down the street. What I didn't know at the time was that I wasn't the only one who had been targeted by this thief. The woman, known to locals as a so-called HOA Karen, had been caught stealing cars before. Little did she know, the FBI had been tracking her for months as part of an undercover operation. They had been anticipating her next move, and I had just unwittingly walked right into their trap. As she made her way through town, unaware of the agents tailing her, I received a call from the police. They had set up a perimeter, tracking her every move through the GPS in my Porsche. Within minutes, agents surrounded her, blocking off the road and pulling her over. I was in shock as I watched from a distance as they arrested her without a fight. The FBI later told me that they had been planning her arrest for a long time, and my stolen Porsche had been the perfect bait to lure her into their trap. The entire ordeal was over in less than an hour, and I watched, a little dumbfounded, as she was taken into custody. It was surreal to think that my simple Saturday drive had just been part of a high-stakes sting operation.